What is up, fools? It's been a while. This YouTube stuff is it's another job, and I only get paid for one job, so this here is just kind of to make it work. The videoing part's no big deal, but the editing part, anybody who does YouTube, I respect you guys big time, because to go through hours and hours of video that you've shot to make 10-minute or 20-minute freaking video, that's pain. And to remember, oh man, I did this or I did that, that's the biggest part. But anyway, enough of my rambling at the mouth, diarrhea of the mouth. Got some cool stuff. This one here, split bumper Camaro, small block car. Guy come in, he put sniper fuel injection on it with Hyperspark ignition control, just kind of going over it and fixing some stuff that it's always the little things, like the snipers need to be able to pull from both banks. This one here, it had a divider in the middle of the intake and like didn't have a throttle body spacer or nothing like that, so it was only sucking from reading map off of one side. So took the throttle body off, opened the intake up between it. You could have did a carb spacer, but it's got a ginormous air cleaner on it that's already into the hood, so you really couldn't do a spacer with the air cleaner without changing a bunch of stuff. So, but anyway, stuff's been busy, been all over the place, been to Georgia, Alabama, just insane. So, but while I've been here, I've been wiring on 51, which I'm about ready to fire this mug up. So kind of got my little makeshift fuel system here, pump in there, and then the regulated fuel filter. But I've been wiring on this thing for days, and it's to that point where I've done proof of concept on a lot of stuff and put the battery to it. It does crank over. I did just plug in the ECU, so we're gonna put fuel pressure to it. I did prime with the power probe. I did prime the fuel system with the power probe, but batteries mounted, obviously that's got to come back out, get painted and stuff. Got pass-throughs through, and then all the cables ran up the frame rail. Down underneath, it has a jump spot here, so if the battery would ever die, you can plug jumper cables into it to be able to jump the battery very easily. That's what that piece is laying there. But the biggest thing that I fought on this car, not the default, it's just you learn, is this automatic trunk deal. So it has no key to open the trunk anymore, and the customer wanted the trunk to go up and down with the push of a button. So this car is also key fob, push button start. As you can see, the light up there is lit. That's just because the fobs are in range. So it has no key, like it's RFID, so obviously these are the keys to it. So if I lay these things over here, just let them lay, I think it takes about a minute or two and the light will actually go out, so to like disarm. But right now you can physically go in, hit the brake pedal and fire the thing up. But anyway, getting ahead of myself. This actuator deal, linear actuator, it needs to be limited so it doesn't over open or over close, so you have limit switches with it and stuff. So to make it all work, I have an override button that's going to be down through the floor, so if you ever didn't have access to the key fob, you could open the trunk by essentially momentarily grounding the circuit to energize the actuator to go to where it's predetermined to go to. And then once you want to close it, there's going to be a button inside, because this hole here is for where you're going to fill fuel through the thing. So once the trunk's done, it's essentially going to have the gas door there to do that. So once you're done filling it up, you can essentially hit the button and then it'll close the trunk, walk away. But with the key fob deal that came with this thing, being that it has the Kindig door handles and shaved, there's really no lock and unlock feature to the key fob. So what I did with some work with it is make the unlock and the lock button on the key fob to actuate the trunk, which I'm not saying it ain't never been done, but this one here with the wiring and this push button start deal that's on this thing, it was definitely a learning curve for me. So I have that all figured out, so it's kind of cool. The like I said, once you're in range of it, you go up, grab them. Light's still on anyway. So anyway, once you're within range, so essentially the unlock button, what you would do is hold the unlock button and then it opens. It'll go up to where opened is, and it's open. So kind of cool. And then same thing for close. It's essentially the lock button. So essentially hold lock button and it shuts the trunk. The other thing too, when you open this, it's also double relayed. Well, it's actually got 3 relays in it to actuate the popper, and then it has the switch in the latch, so it hits the popper. It knows when to hit the popper because the switch is be depressed by the trunk latch, so it'll unpop on the same circuit that you unlock this, and then it will automatically latch it once it goes closed. So pretty proud about myself for that one. So just kind of cool stuff. But anyway, what we're gonna do now is key this mug up and see if we can get some fire and hope. So I have everything ran. It's got, obviously I have to check the transmission fluid in it once it's going there. Can't run it long, obviously no cooling system, but at least to get some noise out of thing, see what we got. But like I said, the fuel system is just this for now, which this is the fuel filter we're going to run on it anyway, but just enough to get it by, so mass air is in, don't have no air filter on it for the time being, but it's essentially all there to function. So let's hook our HP tuners up, make sure we got oil pressure, want to fire it up, and we're going to prime the system on it. So set you guys here and get this going. That's pulled up. Actually, let's see if the pump runs when I key it up. So first one is accessory, pump is running. Second one is ignition, so we do have ignition to the system now. Let's connect here. Connect, link the vehicle. Let's see, where's oil pressure? Engine oil pressure, right there. So let's just see if it has any codes in it, just for shits and giggles. No codes. So with this system though, it's kind of like late model car, you do have to hit the brake pedal to start it. So essentially this is the brake switch, which would be normally closed when the brake pedal's in, but I don't have that in yet. So essentially you do that, and then the light should, yep, the light's flashing to say that the brake pedal is activated, that it will start. So let's see what happens here. I'm gonna have to start recording. Let's see. Here goes. Oh boy. Computer's being dumb. Where's my oil pressure? Oil pressure 30, 38. Yep. Cool. pretty good. Let's hit the loud button. That works. And then you gotta hit, I think to turn it off, you gotta hold this for, yep, 3 seconds or whatever. So damn, that was that's cool. Let's check just before unhook this. I just want to see if it has, if it set any codes. Just curious. Let's see. Read codes. No codes. Cool. Obviously, it's not exactly what it's gonna be. Hell, the coolant temp is only reading freaking ambient 90. Well, not that it's hot out, but 90 degrees. So, but like I said, don't want to run it too long anyway without without water in it. But there it be. So get this thing together. So intake tube I made up actually goes in through the inner fender of this thing, so you won't see but no that much of it. Excuse me, the air filter mounts from inside the fender, and then it has a box that I made to keep like water, debris and stuff off of it for when it when you're driving it. But yeah, other thing they did on this, they airbrushed the dash. It's like wood grain, not my style, but kind of cool, really cool actually. I mean, you can't knock the work. I mean, it's really those guys who do that kind of stuff are very talented. It's a little not a little, it's a lot going on there. Headlight switch, wiper switch, obviously the ignition switch, and then these are the Resto Mod heater controls, which that all is mounted up under there. Got the fuse block mounted, my OBD2 port there, fuse block's back there, the connecting cruise fuse block is there. Yeah, shifter's in. I guess I can't, it's kind of hard to do now, but I'll have to fire this thing up and make sure I got gears, which everything's new. But you know what new means? Never ever worked. That's what new means. You're welcome. Yeah, so, but yeah, that was awesome. That's the way it should be. Very but when you take your time and it takes forever to put it together, that kind of inevitable, that really shouldn't be much of an issue. Power steering fluid might need a tick more. Like I said, I have to check transmission fluid. But yeah, cool. That's a win for today. So did small victories make them steps worth it. So once you get the fuel tank here, obviously you can hook the rest of the line up. The fuel filter actually gets mounted in the back, so it's essentially like it's a deadhead system, you know what I mean, because these return in the filters where your regulator is. So just a stock Corvette filter is what that is. So, but yeah, like I said, all the wiring is, the basic wiring of the car is ran. So like, obviously the taillight harnesses need to be terminated once the taillights are here, which we have the taillights, but I never doing LED boards in it and stuff like that. But like the power windows and stuff really can't do until the doors are on. Obviously the audio stuff can't be done until that needs to be done, but everything is there. Same thing with the gauges, which is doing Dakota Digital, which are weeks out. But there again, that's a little bit more, but all the wire is there. It's just a matter of hooking it. Dome lights, except the switches, dome light wires up there. So yeah, it's coming together. That stuff, I enjoy wiring, I really do, because like that actuator in the back, even though it was a pain in the ass, I figured it out, and that's the kind of stuff I dig to do. Yeah, so should be pretty cool. He does want to paint the isolator cover body color. I'm not a fan of that either. Anybody who wants to make power with these things, what you do is you take that thing off and you throw it in the trash, just because it absorbs heat, holds heat in. Obviously it's plastic, but the less heat you can retain, the better it's going to run. So, but for what this, it's no race car. That's just the inner race car of me talking. This is a street car, so it'll be there. So, well, yep, just another day. This one here is pretty sweet. Pretty sweet. Anyway, fools, just want to throw this one at you. Kind of short, sweet. Definitely cool though. Kind of everybody wants to fire them up for the first time, and that's kind of why I rigged it up with the fuel system and stuff. Just to, I was like, man, I've done all this. I gotta hear it. Not, it sounds like a stock LS. I mean, it's a stock LS3, and they all sound the same, but it's not super loud with those. I think they're 50 series. They're 3-chamber Flowmasters, stainless jobs. I think they're 50s. I'd have to look it up. And then the cutouts are kind of cool, but it needs the old choppy boy cam in there is what it needs. But for a cruiser, it gets the job done. Should still run really good. I mean, it's not, I mean, you figure that thing probably gonna make, it'll probably make 400 to the tire. I know they're rated 430, but I do know that they are definitely underrated. So it's probably 380 to 400 to the tire, and this thing stock probably made 30 to the tire, 40 maybe. So it's more than enough than what he needs, I guarantee you that. So, but yeah, so another day, just keep on keeping on. Got there again, don't talk about it, be about it, fools. Anyway, I'll try to get back on this stick of doing more videos and stuff. It's tough. It is tough. A lot of goes into it. So, but anyway, don't talk about it, be about it. Catch you guys next time. Later.